In part 1, we ended off at this stunning waterfall, and in part 2, we camped against ancient sandstone cliffs. We head out to the incredible Montgomery Reef, and we explore the back of the exhilarating Walcott Inlet. This is Back to the Buccaneer, part 2.
So we're in another river now trying to find somewhere to anchor up for the night, and after yesterday afternoon getting caught on that rock bar, we're being a little bit more cautious and just making sure that we anchor up in a nice hole that we can sit in and hopefully fish out of tonight. It's absolutely stunning here, right up against the Gorges, up against these huge rock walls. The best. Five meters here. Whoa. It's shallow there, but 5 meters right here, big hole.
This was a really special afternoon. Sitting around the campfire, cooking up a beautiful barramundi that Jacko had caught hours prior, surrounded by good people, with plenty of laughs. I think moments like this really encapsulate why we do these trips.
So we're currently leaving Doubtful Bay and we're heading to the Montgomery Reef. This has been somewhere that's been on my bucket list for a long time. Can't wait to get out there. Rising from the blue waters of the Kimberley is Montgomery Reef. 400 square kilometres, making it the largest inshore reef in the world and 80 kilometres in length at its widest point. We're here at the start of the incoming tide. It'd be great to be here on the falling, but this is just the timing we've made it. We're going to motor around, check it out. Jesus, great to be here. Wow. Just like that, as it drops. A lot smaller one, this one though. Nowhere near as big as that big dog that came up there. There we go. But there it is, Kimberley, Trevally on the Montgomery Reef. How good is that? Absolute Kimberley staple. Let's get him back in the drink.
Back in the day when Grandpa first started travelling up here, there weren't any sanctuary zones, whereas nowadays they scatter the Kimberley coastline, and at Montgomery Reef about 95% of it is sanctuary zone, with a little pocket in the southeast which is categorised as a general use zone, which is where we were fishing. And that's just one of the changes from when he used to travel up here to myself travelling up here in the modern day.
Tying on a stick bait, I want to get a good trevally, so chuck a big Halco slide dog on. How was that? Didn't even get a swipe in. Already on. Oh shit, he's got me in. Well, I tell you, that was not supposed to happen, but as I've come off the gunnel, I've completely lost my footing and I've just gone over, straight into the tiger sharks and the turtles. It wasn't even that big of a fish if I'm being completely honest, but as I've gone in, I've handed the rod back to Dad, snapped off, managed to get the rod out, I got back out, but yeah, wow, that was an experience. In the drink at Montgomery Reef. Gone. we're going to leave Montgomery Reef now and start heading back towards the shore. This is a pretty special spot because last night I was watching one of Grandpa's films, A Kimberley Adventure Part 3, and I noticed a spot in the film that looked very similar to a bay next to where we were. And this afternoon we've come along, we put the boat there. We've got an identical photo from when he had the boat moored here and he was sitting on the beach having a drink of water. There's a rainforest up here in the gully. And here it is. It's moments like this where sort of stepping in the same place he did, and yeah, it's almost a little bit emotional, but happy to be here. So it never gets old waking up to a beautiful sunrise here in the Kimberley. What is it, probably about day 4, and just absolutely loving it up here. We're leaving Doubtful Bay, we're heading south. We're going to be going into the Walcott Inlet where we plan to be in there for a couple of days, chasing big barra. Coming into low tide now. At Yule entrance here, you've got to be pretty careful. It can get pretty hairy when that tide's pumping, so we're making sure to get in there just as it's changing over. We're lucky we've got no wind, so it should be easy enough getting on in there. Just got to be cautious and use a bit of power. So we're at the back of the Walcott now. Geez, that was a really full-on entry into it. It took a lot longer than we thought. We're going to try for some barramundi, but what I'm really looking forward to is travelling right at the back where we enter up into the river where Malcolm filmed canoes in the Kimberley, where he dragged them all the way down to the back of the Walcott here. So that's what I'm looking forward to, being at the back. Let's head up there and see how far we can get. We're pretty much on a highway at the back of this inlet. We're going 6 knots and the boat's in neutral. It just goes to show the absolute sheer force of these tides up here, especially when they're spring.
What might seem like a little wave is actually a tidal wave rolling up the back of the Walcott Inlet. It may only be about a foot high, but it's powered by some of the largest tides in the world, with tidal swings pushing 12 metres through this long, narrow inlet. All that water has to funnel somewhere, and when it does, it stacks up and surges towards a land like this. We had a couple hours spare before we travelled up deep into the Gorges on sunset, so we decided to go for a quick barramundi fish, and our efforts were far from fulfilled because we caught shark after shark after shark. Yeah, it must be a shark.
Yep, sharked.
Yeah, another shark here. Big shark. Yeah, right, cut the motor. Yeah, come on. Come on. And we were on and about to travel to one of the most scenic and just utterly incredible spots I have ever been. And there it is, part 2 of Back to the Buccaneer. Next up is part 3.